G'day headbangers and welcome to Dozel's Metalworks. G'day headbangers, welcome back to another episode of Dozel's Metalworks. Interesting week here in Australia, but we'll get to that. Anyway, this week we are going back to the 90s. Going to go another year of 1994. And so the first 4 albums here I haven't really listened to that much, so no real standout tracks for me as yet, especially for number 10, which is Motley Crue, so their self-titled album. Now this is the only album to feature John Corabi, whatever his name is, on vocals. The only album he ever did, because Vince Neil left, John came in, then he left, and then Vince came back. I think Vince came back, I'm not quite sure of the story of that one. But yeah, I listened to the album once, to be honest, and wasn't much chop. But I put it here to say, it's Motley Crue, but each to their own with Motley Crue, I guess. So yeah, anyway, number 9, Balls to Picasso by Bruce Dickinson. Now this is his second solo project. Wasn't a fan of the album from what I've heard. Like his first album, Tattoo Millionaire, was absolutely fantastic. He kind of dropped the ball, Balls to Picasso, I only listened to it a couple of times, just really could not get into it. So yeah, I wouldn't say polite pass, but it's Dickinson, so I've got to kind of listen to it, but still not a fan. So number 8, we have Divine Intervention by Slayer. Another album that I haven't been able to really listen to properly, but I remember the single from that album was Ditto Head, which was pretty decent, so probably got to sit back and listen to it. With me, Slayer's best album were in the 80s there. We know the best 3 albums they did were in that period, so yeah. Okay, then number 7, another band who I've become quite fond of over the years. I listened to this album a couple of times, and that's Promised Lands by Queensryche. Like I said, this is one of these first 4 albums I've listened to once or twice. They're okay, but apart from that, couldn't really get into them. But there are bands that I really like. Now number 6 is a bit different one. I didn't think I was going to put this type of album in it, in the countdown. But it's a tribute album. Compilation, tribute album, which way you want to go there. And that's Nativity in Black, a tribute to Black Sabbath. My mate Nick got me into this years and years ago, so thanks for that, Nick. So I'm going to work backwards for this one. So, because there was quite a lot of good tracks on it. Number 5 was Planet Caravan, covered by Pantera. Number 4 was NIB by Ugly Kid Joe. Number 3 is Sabbath Bloody Sabbath by Godspeed featuring Bruce Dickinson. Number 2 is Children of the Grave by White Zombie. And then definitely my favourite is Paranoid by Megadeth. That whole album's pretty sweet though. They did do a Nativity in Black too, but I haven't got around to listening to that at all. So yeah, but definitely good album there. So number 5, this album I've been listening to a lot past few months. Still haven't really got any standout tracks though. That is Low by Testament. As you guys know, Testament is one of my favourite thrash metal bands. And Low is when Chuck Billy, the singer, sort of started changing his voice a bit, but still really good album. But if there was a standout track at this stage, it'd probably be Low, the title track. But yeah, still need to listen to it to get more out of it. But yeah, pretty good. So number 4, King of the Kill by Annihilator. It's one of the few albums where the guitarist and the founder of Annihilator, Jeff Waters, does the actual vocals. So the album following it were definitely my 2 faves. But third favourite track on that is the title track, well not really title track, well it depends how you look at it, Annihilator. Then number 2 is Second to None. and number 1, my personal favourite on the album, is title track King of the Kill. So yeah. Now, albums 3, 2 and 1. Oh, seriously, I was racking my brain for a good hour or so. Even rang up my friend Mandy to find out how should I do it, because all these 3 albums I could have all tied for number 1, because they're all absolute rips and orders. But I did have to put them in an order, even though they're oh so close in every which way, shape or form you look at it. But number 3 I put as Far Beyond Driven by Pantera. Wow, this album is just fantastic. They actually did 2 covers for this album. The original one was with a brown background colour, and the drill was going up a woman's backside. No, it's a pretty good cover, I must say. But they, the record company were a bit going, yeah, no, I don't think so, Tim. So they had to change it to the more well-known one, which is the blue background with the drill going into the skull. And yeah, but the thing about the re-release of the one with the brown cover is they had a bonus track on it. This is the CD, at least, if I can remember. And the song was called The Badge. But yeah. Anyway, the honourable mention for that one is Planet Caravan, which is the Black Sabbath cover. But my third favourite is Becoming. Second favourite was 5 Minutes Alone. And my favourite one that got me into this album, and almost pretty much into Pantera in general, I guess, to a degree, is Throes of Rejection. Absolutely fantastic. So that was number 3. So, number 2, we have my second favourite album from these guys. We're talking about Awake by Dream Theater. Great song. Great album. So, yeah, this is the third album by these blokes. And it was the last album featuring Kevin Moore on keyboards. Then he left the band because of creative differences, as far as I know. So he did the Harold Holt and did the Scoot. But the whole album's an absolute banger. But my third favourite track is Caught in the Web. Second favourite is The Mirror. And number 1 is Lie. But like I said, the whole album's really good. Bit of a haunting touch to Space Dive Vest. Really great track there as well. But yeah, number 2 for that. And then number 1, this one was a bit easier to pick though, to put it. And that's Euthanasia by Megadeth. Now this is my favourite all-time Megadeth album, even though the album cover is just shit. But anyway. Third favourite track is La Toute Le Monde. Bit of a controversial track that, being about, you know, suicide and stuff. Number 2 is Train to Consequences, which was one of the singles from the album. And then number 1, probably one of my all-time favourite, you know, definitely probably top 5 tracks from Megadeth, is Reckoning Day, the opening track. God, I love that song. What a cracker, seriously. But anyway, that's my top 10 from 1994. Now, on a bit of a somber note, not sure if you guys watch the news, where you're watching it from around the world, but we had a bit of a shocker this week in Sydney, in Australia here. We had two stabbing events in the space of 3 days. So I'd like to send out my sympathies and condolences to all the families and friends and loved ones of all the people who lost their lives in the Bondi Junction Westfield massacre. You know, peace for you guys. And the second one. Now, I do have a religion. I'm Anglican, but I am not practicing in any way, shape or form. I really don't give a shit about religion most of the time. But, you know, I kind of respect people have their religions no matter what faith you are. You know, you should be allowed to, you know, pray to whichever God or deity you feel like you want to or need to. And the second attack was against a bishop. Now, like I said, I'm not religious, but I think attacking a man of the cloth is an absolutely deplorable and hateful thing to do. So yeah, so everyone be good to each other out there. We all live in this world, no matter what you do or who you follow. So yeah, peace out with that one, and until next time, my fellow metalheads, Mosh on.